So there's a lot happening. Let's start with our community member Just Lane on CNN though, first and foremost. And once again, you know, rest in peace to your father. I'm sorry that you know,
died of COVID at the age of 45.
9 months.
Patrick was
Here's
not
my child support baby daddy.
this is why I always say, like, part of me is just like, whenever I'm fucking shitting on hogs and stuff, I always tell you, like, your parents are probably in the situation. This fucking sucks. And you know, it's sad.
Join me now, Katie and Evan Lane. Guys, I'm so sorry for the loss of your father. It's such a tragedy, and I know it's been hard on both of you. And
make
Katie,
life a little better.
he had just moved you into
streaming
college,
and being a good ally.
like a month ago, right?
Yeah, it was 1 month ago that he was completely healthy, helping me move all my furniture into my first apartment, doing all the heavy lifting for me.
And he moved you in. This is your first apartment at college, I might add. He moved you in there. He stayed the night with you. And what did he say to you as he was leaving?
Percent hit the most devious lick on me. Might take
He gave me a really big hug, and he said, I'm proud of you, Katie Bug. And he walked out my front door. And
this one's for the next
if I had known that that was going to be my last time seeing my dad in person, alive and well, I don't think I would have let go of him.
No. Why was he so hesitant to get vaccinated, Katie?
There's multiple reasons, I think. One of which was some of the media that he ingested. He wasn't by any means far right. He was right in the middle, and he consumed media from both sides. And just some of the misinformation on one of those sides made him hesitant. So he was going to wait for FDA approval, but by the time that Pfizer had been approved, it was already too late.
Pfizer got the full FDA approval and your father was already sick. Evan,
Jesus Christ.
Talk to me about your final goodbye to your father. Did you have a chance to spend any real time with him?
Not really. I was already staying at another house, and he was just coming by to pick something up, and he didn't even want to get too close because he was too worried about getting me sick, so I didn't even get to hug him before he left, and then before I knew, he was gone.
You guys are vaccinated now, Evan. You know, what was the message ultimately that your father wanted to spread about vaccines?
He wasn't anti-vaccine. He was just hesitant, and now that, you know, Pfizer's been FDA approved, I don't think he would have anything wrong with telling people to get that vaccine.
His final...
But hey guys, listen, like, you know, these two community members might have lost their parent, but, you know, a lot of people need to make Substack money. They need to make Substack dollars. So they're going to keep fucking churning misinformation and disinformation about the efficacy of vaccines. Fake as fuck. Bro, they're literally in here. This is like, she is a community member. She's been on Chad Vice before. Like, it's not fake as fuck. It doesn't get more fucking real than that, dude. Listen, shouts out to Just Lane and your brother as well for you know, going out to CNN and putting yourselves out there like this in order to maybe reach out to anyone, really. And you know, you'll always, at the very least, you're gonna have some parents. You're gonna have some parents out there that are watching, that are vaccine hesitant. They're gonna see like the pain that you guys are going through, and hopefully they'll say, I don't want to put my kids through that. I'm gonna go and get the fucking vaccine. So I don't know if it'll happen. I mean, I'm sure there is, actually. I'm sure there will be some people that do that. Sell your dad's story to CNN for pride. No, don't 7-day ban them, dude. I mean, fucking permanently ban them. Like, if someone says some shit like that, it's like, seems like a lot of gropers in the chat today. Did you come up on 4chan or some shit? No, we got some fucking dirtbag lefties this time that are like, you know, small shit post accounts that are up my asshole, very upset at me for saying that sports fans should be bullied and numerous other things. There's just like a lot of people that fucking, every time I'm in the media, there's going to be more people that get fucking mad. You know what I mean? I think this is more so like the Cumtown adjacent leftists that are fucking frustrated this time. And it's always going to happen. Like, no matter what, I'm an individual that has, you know, anyone on the internet that has any number of following is going to have a lot of fucking people that despise them and want to murder them and shit on them. It's fine. Aren't we dirtbag lefties? No, we're pussies because we're not dirtbag enough. Just Lane's father's 45 years old. He's healthy. He's perfectly fine. And then, you know, and then he's not. There is no, like, I don't know how else to go about it. Like, this happens so frequently. That's why people say this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated, because it quite literally is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Even fucking Breitbart understands that. Okay? So, you know, listen, shouts out to Just Lane for being brave enough to go on CNN. People will probably come after you now because you fucking, like, you know, because people are psychotic. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But, you know, I hope that you were able to change some minds, maybe of some parents that were still hesitant at this point, that will go and get vaccinated. And this is the point. This is why you want everyone to be protected. This is why you want healthcare. Doesn't matter if someone's a fucking hog. Doesn't matter if they're a centrist. Doesn't matter. Like, all these people that are dying, in a lot of instances, are dying of misinformation. They're victims of misinformation, and they're dying for no reason. And that's terrifying. That's terrible. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But the whole point is, the main point is, this is absolutely preventable. This is absolutely preventable. Getting vaccinated.
Words to my stepmom on a FaceTime call was that he wished that he was vaccinated.
Those were his final words?
To my stepmom, the last call that she had with him, he said that he wished that he was vaccinated.
And Katie, you said from one media source in particular, he was getting information that led him to be hesitant on.
The fucking teenagers and minors in here that say, I need parental permission to get vaccinated, you most likely don't. I'm just letting you know right now, there are resources out there available for you at your disposal. You can, what's the website? There's a website. You definitely don't. You definitely don't need your parental supervision. You don't need them to sign off on it. You can totally fucking fake it and get your vaccine without them knowing. Vaccine.org has a lot of resources. They show consent laws by state. They have guides. They have resources. Of course, it depends state by state, but I'm pretty sure in a lot of states you can still get it. Bro, shut the fuck up. You a spokesman for the vax? Yes, dude, I am. I'm a spokesperson for just not dying. You know, I'm a fan of Chatter's parents not fucking dying for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a a reasonable mentality to have, I think. I mean, ultimately, there are a lot of fucking psychos out there who are dying right now, and you know, especially if you're like a conservative commentator and you fucking, you know, have gone on AM radio and broadcasted your dumbass anti-vax opinions, and then you die, I'm gonna make fun of you. But there's a lot of normal people that are, you know, centrists or even conservatives that are just like otherwise kind people, even if they have like horrible fucking ideas, but they're still loved by others. You know what I mean? I don't want them to die. I've said this before. Medicare for all means Medicare for all. It doesn't mean Medicare except for racists. Like, Medicare for all would mean that racists would get coverage too. And the same goes for vaccines. The same goes for all matter of medical care. I want everyone to protect themselves from this preventable fucking death. I am the CEO of not dying to COVID. If you wanna consider it that. Yes, I do have a secret agenda, and that secret agenda is I don't want you to die to COVID.
On vaccines, who? I mean, who was he listening to?
He watched some Tucker Carlson videos on YouTube, and some of those videos involved some misinformation about vaccines, and I believe that played a role.
Evan, what do you want people to remember about your dad? How are you going to remember him?
I'm always gonna remember him as just the fun dad in any school gathering, or just the person who always tries to bring everyone's mood up if they're feeling down.
Katie, I'm looking at those pictures right now on the screen. I don't know if you can see them, but his smile just bursts right through.
Medicare for Racists, Hassan Piker 2021. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly. The whole point is you're supposed to tackle racism at the systemic level. Like, racism is not about fucking wagging a finger at individual acts of racism or like hunting racism. It's about trying to make sure that there are less new races coming out, and also that the current racists are no longer holding on to those horribly violent and misguided beliefs. And I think that improving people's material conditions will greatly help in that process.
The screen right there. He just looks like there was so much joy.
Yeah.
A lot of joy and a lot of life that he's never gonna live.
Oh, Katie and Evan Lane, listen, we're thinking about you. Thank you for being with us right now. And, you're his legacy. And I'm sure he'd be so proud of you and everything you're doing now and will do going forward.
Yeah. I'm in the business of Medicare for all, not Medicare for all, except people I fucking despise because I hate them because they have bad opinions. You know what I mean? So like I said, just Lane, I admire your bravery to be able to go on national television and speak about something so personal, and hopefully your story will change some people's minds. And I'm sorry that your father passed away. Friend of the show, Mike Prisoner, who I had on recently. He's a veteran. He toured in Iraq. He is a big anti-imperialist and works with Abby Martin. He apparently went to the George W. Bush speech on September 19th, 2021. Did not know that this was happening.
I was around too.
And he disrupted it.
I was around too. And
Mr. Bush, when are you going to apologize for the million Iraqis that are dead because you lied? You lied about weapons of mass destruction. You lied about connections to 9/11. You lied about Iraq being a threat. You sent me to Iraq. You sent me to Iraq in 2003. My friends are dead. Joshua Castile. You killed people. You lied.
Oh my God. That's fucking awesome, dude. Wait, hold on. What are these ladies gonna do? Like, what's happening? Are they just like,
about WMD?
oh, there it is. Oh, security's here. Dude, brave of them to just fucking, like, I know Mike, he wouldn't hurt someone. Like, he's an awesome person, but it's wild to just like casually fucking throw your body at a guy who's like at a veteran that you have no idea who they are. You don't know what their background is. Instead of just like waiting for the security to come in and deal with it, you just fucking drop your body there, dude. Oh my God, the bravery exhibited by these white women is crazy. White conservative women, dude, especially rich ones, they got hella fucking, they got so much bravery, dude. We should have just dropped them in Pakistan instead of fucking SEAL Team 6, dude. They would have figured out where Osama bin Laden is and taken care of it immediately. He said something like you said you'd behave or something. What?
Iraqis are dead because you lied. My friends are dead because you lied. You need to apologize. Apologize. You need to apologize.
Oh my God.
Apologize.
Oh, never mind. I thought I recognized someone there, but
Are you with this gentleman? No.
What just happened?
I'm wondering if they're going to arrest me, but
What just happened?
I just disrupted George Bush speaking. They dragged me out. I guess the cops are not after me, so I guess they're not arresting
running,
me.
but yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I did was I tried to read the names of friends of mine who died after going to Iraq and then died of injuries they came home with. The names of Iraqis who were killed by the U.S. occupation in the Nisour Square massacre. Editha, those you saw in the collateral murder video. I tried to read the names, but the event runners immediately grabbed the list and tore it up. But I was able to shut it down for a little while, right when Bush was getting into his first little cheesy story about his life and all that, trying to be funny. But so hopefully I shook him and set a tone for the event. The crowd was very mad. Typical crowd you would expect for George W. Bush, but they seem to not be expecting it at all. And here we are.
What a fucking legend, dude.
Tried not to give him a little moment of peace because no one else gets it who is touched by the war.
That's what happens, dude. Look, if you're at the center of power, you get to fucking die alongside your fucking friends and family in peace. Many, many years later, many millions of dollars later that you have accrued in speaking fees alone since you left office, which is fucking nuts. Absolutely insane. I mean, yeah, that was someone who's incredibly cynical immediately said, oh, look at all those internet points. It's like, dude, I mean, fuck all this. I don't think Mike even knows that, you know, you're getting these sorts of fucking like Reddit gold. I don't think he gives a shit about that. I think it's more so about videos like this going viral, including the original video that Mike did where he originally got arrested outside of the White House. Like those videos go viral, and that opens up a lot of people into seeing the world in a way that they never have. That opens up a lot of vets. It opens up a perspective of a lot of vets, for example. Like, I could fucking scream from the mountaintops all day, every day. But there's going to be a lot of people who served, a lot of people who are fucked up by PTSD and angry and unaware of, like, why they're fucking angry, okay? They'll never hear me. They're going to say, you're the 9/11 guy. Like, fuck you. I hate you. Right? So, like, those guys will hear Mike Preisner because he paid the cost. Anyway, so it's good that you know he's brave enough to do stuff like this. He's he's out there trying to speak truth to power. Let's see what the fucking Redditors. Liberals rehabilitating Bush shows the ideological bankruptcy of liberalism. I mean, that's true. I don't know why that's controversial. Yes, liberals are to blame. Wait, what? Oh God, Reddit is so liberal. That's the fucking problem with Reddit. Reddit is so fucking insanely liberal. Like they're not, you know, let's just look at top. Like, I don't care. Let's just look at the best comments. You lied about Iraq. Audience loudly cheers. You sent me to Iraq in 2013 or in 2003. Audience shuts the fuck up. It communicates so much. Don't bring up those unpleasantries. We want to sit there and congratulate ourselves. The military was at war. America was at the mall. Yeah, they're fine as long as you're, like, you know, attacking someone like George W. Bush. You can attack George W. Bush because he's from the enemy team. You know what I mean? When in fact, both parties are still very much a part of the enemy team. They very much do not have your best interest at heart. They very much do not care about the values that they supposedly espouse. They just don't care. If there is a team, it's supposed to be working class Americans versus those who own capital, those who are at the center of power, those who are politicians who advance only the interests of corporations and the wealthy. Like, that's the real fucking battle line that should be drawn, if there is supposed to be a fucking battle line to be drawn. But instead, we're like, oh man, it's just like, it's fine when you're yelling about George W. Bush, but also don't mention the fact that Obama greatly accelerated the surveillance state. Obama greatly expanded on congressional powers, or sorry, the executive powers. Obama assassinated an American citizen, okay, extrajudicially with a drone strike, and his fucking child too. Like, don't bring any of that up. Obviously, don't bring that up because that hurts my feelings, and it also destroys the way I see the world. It makes it easier for me to consume the news if I look at it from a team sports perspective. Well, okay, if you're gonna have a team sports perspective, then recognize what the fucking sport, what the teams are. PSL red fascists, says leftist Philip. There are more political subreddit ideologies than comments insulting you. What? I don't even know what you're referencing. Do your 9/11 comments, do your comments on 9/11 stick with you pretty hard? I mean, only fucking idiots at this point are still angry. Like, if you look through what I've said, like, I've written extensively about how what we did post 9/11 was worse. Like, I have articles on Huffington Post where I wrote 9/11 was bad. What we did after was far, far worse. And that's something I stand by. That's something I live by. Talking about blowback is not a new thing. Many people have done it, okay? It's the spicy language that I use that certainly captured the attention of a lot of people. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, I have been vindicated many times over. I, of course, never want, like, you know, the innocent victims and their fucking family members to feel like I hate them or that they deserve to die or anything like that. It absolutely sucks when I see people who are, like, legitimately frustrated where they're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, you know, why are you saying that my father deserved to die or anything like that? I don't think so. I don't think your father deserved to die. Okay? But here's the reality, dude. Here's the fucking reality. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the fucking politicians that also absolutely politicized your father's death or your parents' death or the death of thousands of others in the immediate aftermath of 9/11 to greatly expand the American surveillance state, okay, to turn our police force into counter-terrorist operators that became even more of an occupying force in black neighborhoods, brown neighborhoods, and poor white neighborhoods especially. Get mad at the fact that we spent trillions, $7 trillion over the course of the past 20 fucking years. Get mad at the fact that those $7 trillion went directly back into the pockets of the military-industrial complex to make people like Dick Cheney rich, to make people in the military-industrial complex and the executives rich. Okay? Get mad at the fact that 12,000 American young men and women died for no fucking reason, dude. For literally no reason. Get mad at the fact that millions of civilians were displaced. Hundreds of thousands were murdered by our hands, okay? What happened on the last day of Kabul in the aftermath of our evacuation, where the American military drone striked and dropped a fucking Hellfire missile in a courtyard in Kabul and then claimed it was an ISIS-K terrorist, when in fact it was just a humanitarian aid worker and his fucking 7 children that died in that car, totaling 11 deaths. That was an everyday, constant reality for people living in Afghanistan, for people living in fucking Pakistan, for people living in Iraq, for people living in Yemen. That's still an ongoing issue. Our weapons are still murdering these people all around the fucking world. Okay? All around the fucking world. Our allies are murdering people. Our weapons are murdering people. We haven't stopped, and we're never going to stop. And it's fucking bullshit. We wiped out an entire family in Kabul. An entire fucking family. That's business as usual. The only reason why the media was there and covering it was because they wanted to punish Joe Biden. They were like, fuck you for, you know, leaving Afghanistan. I'm glad that they did, though. I'm glad that they did. And the only reason why that general could go on TV and say, hey, listen, I'm sorry. You know, I'm so fucking sorry. I'm so sorry that, you know, we murdered this family. The way that he can say that, the way that he can just like openly state that, a thing that they haven't done in 20 years, okay? In 20 years, since the war on terror began, Obama, I believe, apologized 3 or 4 times for drone strikes and civilian casualties. And they were, and this might shock you, always fucking white Western victims. When they murdered journalists, they didn't even fucking apologize for it. Chelsea Manning served a prison sentence, was tortured by the American military for a fucking decade for exposing that. Okay? I don't know if she's in here right now. She's COVID right now. Hopefully she's doing all right. But, you know, these are things that we've been doing. This is just an ongoing reality. And the American government never apologized when the victims are brown. The American government never apologized when the victims are Pakistani. The American government never apologized when it's Afghan civilians that are dying. And the only reason why they apologized this time was because they were like, oops, my bad. And also because they know that there will be no repercussions. Will there be a congressional hearing? Huh? Will that general be fucking, I don't know, kicked out of the military? Will anyone see repercussions? No. Here's what will probably end up happening. Just like it happened over the course of the past 20 years, time and time again. They'll offer like a couple $1,000s to the family and tell them to shut the fuck up. These are voiceless people regardless. They're so far away. Nobody gives a shit. And of course, And of course, we do this overseas to black and brown people without any repercussions because we don't care. And it's the same kind of white supremacist attitude that allows us to do that over there without any care whatsoever. That kind of malicious negligence at best and just overall genocidal, bloodthirsty attitude at worst. We are able to do that because we have done that our entire existence. Okay? I mean, think about it. Is it all that shocking that we do that to a Afghan family when look at the way that we are treating black Haitian asylum seekers here in Texas right now? Literally fucking whipping them. I don't know where that video is, but I got to show you this. Obviously, we're going to talk about that. Like, the American government under Joe Biden has been absolute fucking dog shit to immigrants. Just dog shit. There are thousands of Haitians that are currently living under a goddamn bridge, okay? Crossing over the border and trying to seek asylum in Texas. Bro, it's on your Twitter. I know. We're going to get to that in a second. I just wanted to show you one last time as a segue from the previous thing that I was talking about. And we're going to talk about this too. But look at that. Look at these images. CBP on horseback whipping black migrants, dude. I mean, this is slave patrol shit, dude. This is no different. How is that different? And you see these horrific images of people trying to survive, okay? They're trying to survive. And the Biden administration already started deporting them back to Haiti. Now, you might find that a little odd. You're like, what the fuck? This is in America. You might find that a little odd. You're like, wait, what the fuck? We have Haitian migrants? I didn't even know that. Why are we deporting them back? Bro, this is happening over the weekend. And the reason why it's happening over the weekend is because of a Trump era provision that was added for COVID safety to the docket, okay, where we could just deport immigrants without any legal jurisdiction, without any fucking laws whatsoever. Title 42, yes. Because they're bringing COVID. So we can just fucking deport them. We're closing our borders completely. And guess what? The Biden administration, or the CBP under the Biden administration, is using that exact same rule to continue the deportations. Okay? So tell me how you expect a government, like tell me why you'd be shocked when you hear that the American military is like murdering entire fucking families in Afghanistan, when this is how we treat black bodies inside of American borders. And to take it one step further, how many times have we talked about police brutality? You know how we treat our own citizens too, not just asylum seekers that are coming into this country begging, desperate to save themselves. Okay, desperate for a better future than what they left behind back in Haiti. It has been absolutely destroyed by political turmoil that we caused, and also natural disasters. They have no other fucking choice. And they're here and we're whipping them, dude. We're whipping them and we're fucking deporting them. And I don't even want to say deporting them because it's not deportation. Even deportation is a legal process. This is what they're doing here is illegal. What those people are doing is legal. Seeking asylum is legal for them. What we are doing is purging them from this country. And that is not legal. It's atrocious. It's immoral. It's horrific. And we're going to keep doing it because no one gives a fuck. Okay? And that's white supremacy. That's white supremacy. There's no other way about it. You know, our Customs and Border Patrol, slave patrol team was whipping black migrants. You did? Yeah, the difference is I talked about this too. So shut the fuck up. That's the difference that you get for me, is that I've been talking about fucking the Biden administration's immigration policies as well. Anyway, kind of wild how people don't realize most news is a couple hours, whereas you cover shit pretty much all day. Yeah. So anyway, we don't give a fuck about our own poors. So why would we give a fuck about the poors elsewhere overseas? We don't give a fuck about black and brown bodies that are American citizens. We don't give a fuck about black and brown bodies that are, we definitely don't give a fuck about black and brown bodies that are not American citizens. And it's all white supremacy that guides this kind of negligence. And that's why it's so pervasive. That's why this attitude is a part of every part of our lives. Whether we acknowledge it or recognize it, it doesn't matter. It still exists. Okay? Before we get to this, I want to see what's going on here. What is this?
School will never teach you this. Humanity's deepest secret.
This is Nazi shit. This is Nazi shit, and you guys gave it over 1 million likes. Before I get to the Nazi shit, and I will, just a couple of fact checks.
Why did Buzz delete this tweet?
Buzz Aldrin never said that. That's a Photoshop job from 2016.
Topographical scans of Antarctica all have a place where data is.
Okay, that is actually okay. At first I was like, that's not Nazi shit, but it is Nazi shit. They absolutely do fucking, they did like all the occult stuff. Yeah, I was, at first I thought it was going to be like a hyperventilating, over exaggerating, hysterical TikTok liberal or anything. They are correct though. This is literally Nazi shit.
Is missing.
That's silly. Here's one. Okay, Hyperborea. Remember that chart I made a while ago? It's like way up there past the anti-Semitic point of no return. But Abby, can't we just enjoy a silly little video about ancient snow civilizations? No, not when that myth has been used to justify horrific amounts of violence. Basically, Nazi shit comes in a bunch of different flavors, and one of them is esoteric Nazism, which is like white supremacy and hatred disguised as a giant web of mystical and religious and metaphysical nonsense. So this flavor of Nazism is obsessed with the Aryan race and restoring it. It was never a thing. They believe that Hyperborea was an ancient high civilization where the Aryan race, white people, lived in paradise before they were forced to mix with other races. It's a racist fairy tale used to perpetuate white supremacy and justify violence. This stuff is racist and anti-Semitic, but coded enough that people will engage with it like it's just a story. TikTok knows it's Nazi shit. That's why they banned the Hyperborea hashtag. They just forgot to ban all the adjacent ones. Whoops. These myths don't end in a good place. You should try fiction, though. It harms.
So yeah, that's like, when you get to this level of like Nazi memes, dude, you're like, you are so far gone. I mean, some people might not know and they just like hear about it and they're like, wow, this is really interesting. Let me look into it. There's also black people who keep saying they're real American natives, and if we call them out, they call us C words. What? Yeah, I mean, the difference between like black Israelite memes or Hotep shit versus like white supremacist memes and like Nazis is that there's a lot of people in power that believe white supremacy, okay? Or there's a lot of people that have a white supremacist attitude. That doesn't necessarily exist for like, you know, black supremacy or black separatism. If you know even of black supremacy or black separatism, that means it's because you're either extremely online or you have some relatives that are into that shit. But ultimately, the impact of that is, one is a laughable fucking meme. The other one is, you know, American foreign policy, American domestic policy, significantly more damaging and significantly more psychotic and harmful than the other. That's the difference. Media not even trying. Anyway. So, yeah, okay. That, I mean, whatever. It's like fucking Nazi memes. Okay. This shit doesn't matter when white supremacists are murdering people and migrants are being whipped on the border. TikTok's so fucking cringe. Yeah, I don't disagree, by the way. I do agree with you. I think that there are significantly more harmful things that are out there than like really esoteric Nazi memes. But, you know, that person wants to chew gum. You can walk while that person is chewing gum. Who gives a shit? Yeah, whatever. It's not my main point of contention. It's not something I care about right now in this moment. What? Example of esoteric Nazi shit on Twitter? What the fuck is this? Non-Euclidean reality propagandist, metaphor dealer. A lot of people that I made up have been asking me, Scorch, how do I get girls to like me? Women have been historically and eternally an enigma to me, to the male mind, infinitely complicated yet deceptively simple. Today I will reveal many secrets about what women really want. Women are different. They ultimately aren't going to match up their interests across the entire site. Okay, I'm not reading all this, bro. I don't care. Okay. China's defense budget in 2020 was 3 times that of the UK. I love this article, dude. Okay? Let me tell you something, folks. If you want to know what my point of view is on any issue, if you want to know what my POV is on any issue, okay, about American imperialism, it's a carbon copy of what the Western media has to say about China. Okay? If you want to understand how I feel about American imperialism, there you go. Just look to what, like, literally click on any fucking Western paper and, you know, keyword search China military, and you will know exactly how I feel about America. Okay? And the most psychotic thing about this is that, like, China is, you know, largest nation. Defense budget is, like, minuscule in comparison to the United States. And yet a Western paper, or, yeah, The Guardian, is like, their defense budget was 3 times that of the UK. I love it. I love it, dude. Here's another one. Hold on. Okay. Combat drones made in China are coming to a conflict near you. Growing sales of the aircraft threaten to spark a global arms race. China's growing high-end military drone force. China's People's Liberation Army is deploying increasingly sophisticated unmanned aerial vehicles and unmanned combat aerial vehicles. What? Shut up. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? You better stop that now. Is China more efficient with their spending than we are? Of course, they always have been. The Chinese government response to that graph. China's population is 20 times that of the UK, which are literally several islands. The AP review. UN chief warns China and US to avoid Cold War. Too late, brothers and sisters. It's already happening. They've threatened Taiwan many times, so don't act like their military is a peacekeeping force. I never said that. I don't think that militaries are peacekeeping forces, you fucking idiot. No, this is hegemon shit, okay? This is just what global hegemonic powers do, okay? And also, oh man, you mean to tell me that fucking China is escalating tensions against Taiwan? Dude, the only reason why you're talking about fucking Taiwan right now is literally because we have been escalating tensions against China by beefing up Taiwan, giving Taiwan, what is it, like $1.8 billion worth of arms? Like, what is this, dude? Yo, I'm gonna keep it at 100, okay? I'm gonna keep it real. Why don't we do this for Hawaii? Like, what would happen if China was just like, you know what? We're just going to give Hawaii $1.8 billion worth of fucking drones so that the indigenous population there can fucking defend itself. Okay? Which would be a little bit more justifiable than what the fuck we're doing here with respect to Taiwan. Okay? Let alone fucking Cuba. America's arms, America giving arms to Taiwan is purposeful aggression. This is the start of the Cold War. Yeah, start arming Haiti, start arming Cuba, start arming fucking... Okay, Hawaii isn't claiming sovereignty. Well, okay, Puerto Rico. Sorry. I should have said Puerto Rico instead of Hawaii. Okay, give Puerto Rico $1.8 billion in potential arms sales. What's up? What, you gonna fucking tell me that, like, America doesn't have fucking territorial land that it claims to have sovereignty over, that wants autonomy? What are you, fucking crazy? American Samoa, Guam. You are literally talking out of your ass right now. Yeah, totally, dude. And let me tell you something. And this ass is spitting, brother. That's right. This ass is spitting. Okay? Truths. This ass is spitting only truths. I'm diarrheaing truths right now out of my fucking, straight out of my doo-doo ass. Anyway. Yeah, this ass only fucking diarrhea's truths, baby. Okay, so arms deal is one thing. Pooh Bear, CCP literally talking about reunification with Taiwan by 2049 is the reality. Thus, your take is half-baked at best. My point of view on fucking China and Taiwan and America is this. I can't stop China from doing anything, but what I can do is at least be like, at least on paper or in theory, have some kind of fucking sway over American foreign policy, okay? Why do internet warmongers use dust so much? You don't sound smart, you sound silly. Yeah. But some foreign policy always feels dank, man. Yo, totally, dude. Yeah, my foreign policy is always dumb because I am not from America, okay? I'm not like you. I was born here. I'm a fucking anchor baby. But I offer you, okay, in a very palatable way, in a format that you're, you know, ripe for fucking consuming, in a white memeing like younger cis male speaker, I'm giving you the perspective that you will never hear ever again. The perspective of someone who wasn't born into American exceptionalism, who did not grow up with American imperialism, American exceptionalism. And that's what the fucking unique part about this is. And no matter how liberal you are, no matter how progressive you are, you will never be able to see this because it's been fucking lobotomized. It's been hammered into the back of your fucking minds since the day you were born. Since the day you started saying reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, that like America is good and we're a force for good. And yeah, I think we should be giving weapons to Taiwan. And I think we should be fucking, giving nuclear submarines to Australia. And I think we should be doing Cold War shit. That's where it leads. It leads to the Cold War. Okay? We've already done this. We've already done this against the USSR. And now we're going to do this against China. And you can say that, like, I'm actually the realpolitik, reasonable individual in the room. And that's why I think, like, giving weapons to Taiwan is the smart thing to do. Or, making nuclear submarines with conventional weapons, of course, but still nuclear submarines in Australia is the right thing to do. And, igniting war in the Indo-Pacific is the right thing to do for America's hegemonic power, but it's just still imperialism. This comes across incredibly unempathetic to the people of Taiwan. They've had a culture of over 200 plus years of being separate from China and 100 years desire for permanent sovereignty. Your oh well tier take is a bit disappointing. Listen, brother, I don't know if you're actually Taiwanese. I fucking doubt it, though. I assume you are American. But America giving Taiwan $1.8 billion in potential arms is not going to fucking save Taiwan. America is not your fucking savior, okay? America doesn't even care about Americans, dumbass. Why do you think that they would give a fuck about Taiwan? Are you fucking stupid? Hello? American government doesn't even give a fuck about the American citizens that are dying in its doorstep, okay? At the doorstep of the fucking Capitol. You really think that they're doing this out of the kindness of their fucking hearts, you idiot? They're doing this so we can go back into fucking never-ending Cold War. More weapons can be sold. More ways to exert regional authority all around the world, specifically in Africa. A way to disrupt the One Belt, One Road initiative. That's what this is for, okay? We will never be able to allow any other country that we have declared a foreign adversary to engage in any sort of diplomatic action because that is a threat to our global power. Actual worst take? What? And the point is, if China gave $1.8 billion worth of fucking arms to Puerto Rico, to those who want autonomy from the United States, who don't want statehood, but actually want like autonomy, full-blown autonomy from the United States, you would be losing your fucking mind, dude. The same hogs that say stuff like, no, this is actually a force for good, would literally be like, no, we have to literally murder China. We have to murder Chinese people. We have to fucking hunt them in the streets. That's what you would be saying. Yeah, defending American imperialism when it's anti-China. Make no mistake, like, I think China is also doing a bunch of fucked up shit. The chickens have not come home to roost for China yet, with respect to its expansion in Africa, with respect to its own personal interest in doing some kind of like neo-colonialism. But so far, those nations literally prefer allegiances with China because they have a history of getting fucked by the West. Okay? Every leftist who claims to hate China as much as America ends up fear-mongering against China nonstop while defending American imperialism. I hope you're not talking about me because I get fucking called like a Chinese propagandist regularly for taking an approach that is like nearly identical between America and China. Oh, I mean, Puerto Ricans kicked the Navy out that one time. Yeah, because the government in Puerto Rico doesn't want the separatists to be funded because that would cause a civil war. Arming Taiwan is just beefing up their military. Wait, what do you mean? That's the same fucking point, though. And it would be wrong. It would be bad. If China was like giving fucking arms to Puerto Rico, I wouldn't be an advocate for it. Look, I believe that the people of Puerto Rico should have their own voice. I personally think that they would benefit more from statehood, given the amount of debt that they have from vulture capitalists, from predatory fucking practice that the American government has engaged in thus far. I think they would benefit more from statehood, but hey, that's not up to me, okay? That's up to the people of fucking Puerto Rico. It'll never get statehood regardless because white supremacist Americans do not want more say from what they assume are brown people. They don't want any more like additional political power. That never happens. That only happens if you like, give concessions to some fucking white state. Like, yeah, we're gonna cut Wyoming into two. We're gonna make Wyoming 1 and Wyoming 2. We're gonna do Wyoming East and Wyoming West. Okay. Only then can you have Puerto Rico. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only time where we like ever allow statehood for like Washington DC, I mean, or statehood for Puerto Rico would be if we're literally like, you know what? We need to split the Dakotas even further, brother. I think what we need to do now is split it in 4. Of course, make sure that they're all red though, Like, as a German Ethiopian, I have to say it's hella true. Just look at how both America and China are fighting over Africa right now. Please cover the ongoing proxy war in Ethiopia. It's starting already. Yeah, I don't know enough about what's going on in Ethiopia, but from what I understand, the Ethiopian government is just fucking murking, I believe, the ethnic Tigray, right? Is that the right way to say it? And of course, they I've been following it from afar. Okay, I'm not like following it super closely, so I don't want to speak on it right now. But from what I understand, there are Ethiopian president gained the Nobel Prize. Dude, so did fucking Aung San Suu Kyi in Myanmar. And guess what? She also allowed genocide to happen to Muslims. The problem is your efforts come across as too humanitarian. Like, people think if you're saying gun sales are bad, they go to the extreme and assume you want to sit around and sing Kumbaya. I don't. I think that violence is an inevitable part of politics, okay? I think that violence is a part of politics. That's how it works. What was fucking Mao's take? I mean, I'm not a Maoist by any... wasn't it Mao that said... I mean, not the political power grows out of the barrel of a gun, but what is it like? Politics is war without power. War is politics without power. Isn't that what that... Wasn't that Mao? I'm not talking about politics comes from the barrel of a gun. Oh, it wasn't Mao? I was just fucking wrong. He killed 100 million people. Clausewitz? Politics is war by other means. Politics is war without bloodshed. War is politics without bloodshed, and politics is war without bloodshed. Who said this? Let's see. Yeah, it was Mao. Okay. Or is it Mao? I feel like it's like one of those quotes that's like unfairly attributed to... Dude, I love Brainy Quote and these sorts of websites. Look at this. Look at the background of this fucking quote. Like the way these I love that. The way that they like lay out these quotes, you would think it's like it just does not fucking fit the attitude. You really don't have a consistent philosophy with your politics. You're a realist for everything but foreign policy. Or maybe I'm a fucking realist when it comes to foreign policy, dude. Have you ever considered that? If I'm a fucking realist for everything, maybe I'm a realist for foreign policy too. Because I personally think, and many people also, literally on the other side of the argument also think, that no one gives a fuck about foreign policy. And that's why people can get away with doing such horrific, monstrous things. Okay? So there is no reason for me to take a realpolitik approach, because 20 years went by and we fucking obliterated Afghanistan, Pakistan, obliterated Iraq, and no one shed a single fucking tear. Okay? Because no one gives a fuck one way or the other, which is precisely why I can have these sorts of fucking points of view. I can have these sorts of approaches to American foreign policy that comes across as radical and balls to the wall for people like yourself. Because ultimately, it's that simple for America to just stop giving fucking weapons to Israel unconditionally, to stop giving so much aid to Israel unconditionally, to stop giving so many weapons and aid to Saudi Arabia unconditionally. It's that easy. All it literally would take is just to be like, all right, we're not doing that anymore. So why the fuck would I have to do a realpolitik approach to that? Whereas when we talk about fucking healthcare, we're talking about marginal improvements, okay? When we talk about healthcare, we're talking about marginal improvements on the lives of American citizens, okay? That's why I say I'm going to fucking keep agitating for NHS style program, but like if we're going to ultimately lower the Medicare age down to fucking 50, that's still a good thing. Because there's a lot of fucking workers that are in between the age groups of 50 to 65 that will benefit from that. Okay, that's why I take a realpolitik approach when it comes to shit like that. But when it comes to American imperialism, no one gives a fuck. Americans don't care. They just simply do not care. And anyone tells you who cares is wrong. Okay? No, please. Realism is Kissinger's international relations perspective. You have a Marxist analysis of international relations, not realist or liberal. I mean, yeah, but I think that that is the realistic point of view. And by the way, chat, the fact that I don't have a fucking realistic point of view on foreign policy is also delusional. I literally defended Donald Trump when he allowed North Korea and South Korea to fucking to actually communicate with one another without America flexing their fucking military power. I defended Joe Biden when he pulled out of Afghanistan. What is more realistic than that? Do you think I'm happy with Joe Biden's foreign policy? No. But I do understand that these are marginal improvements against anti-imperialism, against imperialist action. So that is something that I will celebrate. That is something that I will fucking defend. So shut the fuck up. The only reason why I've like never been able to get my point across or ever actually say something positive about American foreign policy is because we've never been fucking positive. We've never been a force for good. The only time we're a force for good is when we're fucking pulling out of areas that we destroyed. Okay? It is wild to me that like it is still pretty funny when people unironically think that like, you know, accelerating tensions with China is actually going to be better for the world. Like, dude, China is a profoundly important trade partner, okay? If not the most important trade partner we have. The fuck are you talking about? We already have economic relations with China. Like, you really think that's the only way we can deal with them? They own our fucking debt. Not that it means anything, but like, what, you really think that like us selling weapons and, you know, agitating for war and having proxy wars all around the planet, that's the only way to deal with China? Like, really? That's what we're doing? No, it's just like dying empire shit, okay? That's what this is. It's pretty funny though. It's always funny whenever we fucking look at like what China is doing to see what like Americans with normal brains would be upset at their own country. Like, do you guys remember when there was a fucking New York Times article about how like China is whitewashing their history in what is known as a museum? And I was like, have you been to a museum in America? Like, I don't fucking, what? Like, yeah, it's a museum. Like, of course they're whitewashing their own history. Like, what do you mean? You think America doesn't do that? Like, what a weird, like, the fact that that's an article that the New York Times wrote is hilarious to me. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just so funny. Are you not in support of isolationism? I thought maybe you only were for isolationism. No, I do believe in isolationism. I mean, not like, no, but not when it comes to like fucking trade and shit. No, I'm an internationalist, dude. I believe in fucking, I believe in international cooperation in every fucking facet, not for the profit motive, but rather for uplifting all humans all around the planet. No, I'm not an isolationist. I'm a non-interventionist. Do you believe that U.S. foreign policy leads to less global conflicts? What? No, dude. It leads to more global conflicts. We are the ones who are doing the global conflict, dude. The fuck? Think about how much America's foreign policy has fucking ate America alive. Let some other fucking big nations destroy themselves with their dumbass foreign policy for a change. You know what I mean? That's my take on the matter. Because like, instead of our hands being bloody with the fucking murder of babies, let someone else murder the babies for a change. Okay? I promise it's not going to change anything. The babies are still going to be murdered. Don't worry. You can get your fucking baby murder kick out of watching someone else murder the babies for a change instead of us. Let them fucking spend endless amounts of money, countless amounts of fucking, countless amounts of manpower. Because we're not going to save the babies. Let's be real. The babies are not going to be saved. It's just not going to happen. We're not doing that. No one's going to do that. They're going to fucking murder the babies regardless.
No matter whether it's
that's my fucking realist take.
Who left, the Haitians that left in 2010 and traveled to South America and now trying to travel here, or the ones who left after this earthquake. Either way, what is there for them to go back to when these planes are taking them back? The nation is in unrest. The president was assassinated. There are gangs that people are scared of. democratic rule is not necessarily in place. The people are calling, particularly those here in this nation, are calling for the elections not to be held, on time because of unrest there. And then you also have the issue of the earthquakes. So what is there to go back to? What are you deporting them back to?
Well, April, I will say that our objective and our focus is not only in implementing current immigration policies. We have also been working to provide a range of assistance, working closely with officials from the government as individuals are going back to Haiti, to provide a range of financial assistance, to provide a range of technical assistance. That is ongoing. And we certainly support and want to be good actors in supporting Haiti during a very difficult time, as you noted, with a government that is still working to get back to a point of stability with recovery from an earthquake. And that's why we have a range of programs, options, as well as financial support in place.
Yeah, I just wanted to show what Jen Psaki was saying over the fucking footage of what we're actually doing. And that is not that. No range of options are given to people who are so desperate that they're looking for salvation from one of the worst fucking countries on the planet.
This is how one US Border Patrol officer received Haitian migrants crossing the Rio Grande, coming back with food to a camp they've set up in Texas.
Hey, you use your women? Is this why your country? Because you use
Wow, dude. Complex political problems and conflict reduced to, you use your women to bring back the food. Literally not recognizing the fact that the reason why women are being used to bring the food back and forth between Mexico and America is because our fucking racist ass, horrible, monstrous fucking immigration policies only allow women and children to be able to make that journey without getting fucking murdered, okay? Or without getting whipped. And also, no, Haiti is not in the situation that it's in as a consequence of, like, I don't know, women being used to transport fucking life-saving goods for the human beings on the American side. There are like 11 different things that I can criticize with that sentiment. One, why are they forced to fucking go back to Mexico to grab fucking goods to come back into America? Why is the government not providing them with housing, shelter, food, clothes, necessary things for humanitarian survival? Huh? Why are they forced to do this? Ask yourself that, you fucking dumb slave patrol hog, okay? That's one. Number two, why are they here? Do you think anybody wants to fucking leave their friends, their family, their culture, their language, and their food and everything they know behind to come to America? No, motherfucker. That's a massive fucking burden. They're doing it because they have no other option. Why are they doing that? Because of the political turmoil that we are responsible for in Haiti, because we've destroyed the only country, the only Western nation that has ever had a successful slave revolt, because we knew very well that if the black people here saw that that was a feasible situation, oh boy, that would not be good. They saw the imagery of fucking French people being hung by their dicks, okay, by previous slaves, and they were like, nope, not gonna happen here. We're gonna do everything we can to make sure that Haiti is devastated in perpetuity. So that's one. Number two, Haiti hasn't even recovered from the past fucking earthquake that occurred, that we absolutely used to make more money from, by the way, in our recovery efforts, okay, and to push our political influence over Haiti, over Haitian politics. Haiti's president was fucking assassinated, and he was the American puppet. You have gangs fucking roaming the streets. You have literal gangs like running certain areas in Haiti right now. It's all fucking chaos. Then another earthquake happens. What the fuck are these people supposed to do, dude? What are they supposed to do? 1% of the Haitian population immigrated into Brazil. Okay, they were able to immigrate into Brazil. Brazil has a black population. Brazil, I mean, they didn't speak the language, but still, it was like fine for them to be able to live there, to be able to coexist. You know, there was also need for near slave-like wages at the time in Brazil because of the Olympics and whatnot. So they were fine working there. Then they moved to Chile. Not necessarily the similar structure there. Didn't exactly have a great time in Chile. So now they have nowhere to go. They can't go back to Haiti. So they're trying to come to America. Okay? And they get treated like shit everywhere they go. They just want to survive. 1% of all of Haiti, yes. They just want to fucking survive. That's why they're here. They have nowhere else to go. It's insane how the West is securitized securitized migration against poor and brown people? Yeah. What the fuck? Coexist? You should read up on the socioeconomic dynamics in Brazil as they pertain to race, dog, Lamau. No, but from what I understand, Haitians, because of the socioeconomic conditions of black Brazilians, but at least like having a fucking big enough population, were able to coexist with the black Brazilians there because they were from the same socioeconomic conditions and they were also black. In comparison to going to Chile and trying to fucking survive in a similar capacity there. Okay? Where there's a much smaller black population, so they could be a lot more fucking racist. And for the record, the Haitians that are coming here, they're not even doing anything illegal. Like, asylum seeking is a humanitarian thing to do. Okay? It is what we should be doing right now is welcoming these people with open arms and immediately finding shelter for them. Not fucking whipping them when they're trying to bring food into their fucking encampment. Okay? Jesus Christ, dude. Disgusting. Absolutely pathetic. Disgusting. Just straight Nazi shit. Okay?
You women for this. You go that way.
What about homeless Americans? Man, suck my fucking cock. Stop talking shit about nothing you know about. Bitch, what the fuck? The only time you ever bring up homeless Americans is when you want to fucking shit on black and brown migrants, dude. Shut the fuck up. I'm sick and tired of fucking Republicans, dude. We advocate for measures for housing, for permanent shelter for homeless people all the goddamn time. Let me guess. I want to see if this motherfucker, if this fucking piece of shit, this garbage, pathetic fucking worm, if he was in here when I was talking about fucking homelessness in this country, I'm willing to bet he'd be like, they're fucking lazy. They're fucking lazy. You fucking garbage, subhuman scumbag fucking Republicans love talking about how homelessness is a consequence of their fucking laziness. And the only time you ever bring up homelessness is when it comes to using it as a fucking talking point against black and brown people. Shut the fuck up, dude, you pathetic filth. In a truly just world, you would be the fucking one homeless, okay? Dumb bitch. Speaking out of his fucking ass in his mother's basement. Luckily, you had a better fucking spawn point than half of these fucking people. And that's the only reason why you can sit around on the internet and talk shit all goddamn day on Twitch, you fucking stupid neat. God damn, dude. You dumb bitch. Oh. What the fuck happened, dude? What happened, dude? Trump cost Katrina. You doing okay, bro? Appreciate you, bro. Get some rest. What happened to you? Psychopath. Oh, what about the homeless people? It worked. Yeah, dude. It worked so well, dude. It worked so well when you were forced to fucking reckon with how much of a pathetic fucking worm you are, dude. Yeah, you owned me super hard. Oh, man, it worked so well, dude. Now I'm fucking IP banned on my main account, too. Sick. Unfortunately, not Haitians immigrated mainly to the southeast and south from Brazil, where there's a lot of prejudice. Brazil gave them the right to live, but not the right to work, so they were mainly exploited with low-wage salaries, worse than Brazilian minimum wage, which is extremely bad. Yeah, no, I know. Haitians are unironically being used as fucking slave labor all around the global south because they just have no other option. Anyway, but this is how we're treating them here, which is somehow fucking worse than Brazil, dude.
Hey, no. No.
We've got our families inside, dying of hunger. We've had to go out to buy food.
No! You can see the tense scenes here. The Border Patrol are trying to stop people getting back into the camp after they went across to Mexico to get food, they say, because there isn't enough food for them actually there in the camp. There's more than 12,000 migrants, mostly Haitians, in the camp that sprung up in Del Rio, Texas, over the last 2 weeks. They want asylum, but US authorities are overwhelmed. This is just the latest flashpoint in a months-long surge of people illegally crossing the border, and there's little in the camp for them.
Sanitary products? there aren't any. Food, there isn't any either. They don't give you anything.
We met Nicholas on the Mexican bank of the river, searching for food and medicine for his family. He hadn't realized until we asked him about it that US authorities are also now flying Haitians back home.
There's planes now going deporting people. What do you think about that?
What kills me about that is that everyone knows what we Haitians are going through. There's no president. Crime is high. Students can't go to school. There's no work. The economy is down. People can't put up with that. Deportation is not good for us.
Like many others, he said he'd suffered to get this far, on a journey through South America, past gangs and through a patch of jungle called the Darien Gap, notorious for rape and robbery. It was really difficult. I saw a lot of us who died, he told me. Now he's touched ground in his promised land, the US, but it looks unlikely he'll be able to stay there. In the rush for food, we didn't see him make it back across the river into Texas. And by the afternoon, Mexican security forces were patrolling the river too. It was getting even tougher.
Mexican authorities have opened the dam further upstream, which they do quite regularly.
My fucking favorite idiotic take on this entire fucking scenario is whenever the reason why we do like the right of refusal or the first country clause that we, or the First Nation, what is it called? I think it's like the First Nation provision, like where like if you step foot on another country's soil, like you have to stay there as a fucking asylum seeker and not come to America. Like my favorite fucking take about the first safe harbor, yeah. My favorite take about this is that America says, oh yeah, like we're gonna send them back to Haiti because we can't take care of it. Bro, you are literally the wealthiest nation on the planet, dude. How are you gonna fucking sit here and be like, we can't take care of these people, and then what, like expect Haiti to fucking take care of them? Are you insane? They ran away from Haiti, dumbass. How is Mexico gonna take care of these people when Mexico can't take care of its own? How is Guatemala gonna take care of the fucking Hondurans? Like, it's so insane. America can't even help themselves. How do you expect them to help Haitians? America can help itself and should help itself. I fucking hate that. Whenever people say we have our own homeless people, like, yeah, I know, you fucking idiot, and we're trying to fix that too. But hey, the same motherfuckers who say right now, oh, no, we got our own homeless people, are the same motherfuckers who also say, well, we can't deal with the homeless people. We got to like push them away. It's not that we can't do any of these things. It's just that we don't want to do any of those things. We won't do any of those things. That's the difference. It's not about can't, it's about won't. Know the difference.
But all it means is that these people are now struggling even more to get across. The water's a lot deeper here. It's just another obstacle and another danger for them as they try and get into the United States.
China doesn't own our debt to the extent you stated. Most of American debt is owned by American institutions and Americans themselves. Debt is owned by around 75% or more of our debt is owned by U.S. institutions and citizens. Can you address the misinformation? It contributes to Chinese hate arguments. Holy fucking shit, dude. Holy shit. I said China owns our debt. We are a trade partner with China. And this dude has just been spamming it, dude. Okay, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry, dude. Jesus Christ. The only reason why I mentioned that was to say that, like, we have other interests. We deal with China. We deal with China through non-war, through ways that don't revolve around war. Like, they are a fucking trade partner, okay? This foreign adversary shit is idiotic. I heard a rap song name drop you, hit that bitch from the side of Sam Piker. Yeah, that's not true. That is like literally not a thing. There's no fucking shot that that's like a real lyric, dude. Anyway, people working in the US wake up and have daily conference calls with people in China, and I have chud friends who think they're about to launch nukes. Yeah, it's so fucking stupid. Why would China murder their #1 fucking consumer base, dude? Who's buying all the fucking Chinese goods? Huh? Who? You and me, dumbass. Why would they murder us? We are the fucking hogs that they feed. And vice versa. Why would we murder them when they're building our shit and also buying our Marvel movies? Europe buys more is such a fucking idiotic counter. Like, I don't even know where to go with that. We're 330 million people here, dumbass. Just because the entire European continent buys more doesn't mean they're going to wipe out half of their fucking consumer base. Shut the fuck up, you fucking 14-year-old r/neoliberal watching dumbass. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, dude, fucking... Dude, what the fuck, dude? The EU consumes more. Okay. I guess then, you know, that's fine. I'm sure that they'll just, like, do whatever then. The people that say we can't afford to help these immigrants are the same ones defending giving $2 billion to Taiwan to help them. Yeah, totally, to help them. Anyway. China doesn't want wealth in the system. That's why they're self-destructing. Self-destructing? In what way is China self-destructing? If anything, we're self-destructing because they're not. What the fuck do you mean they're self-destructing? Here, let's watch this instead, okay?
I will never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2+ kids' rights to not have to undergo conversion therapy.
I love that, dude. I fucking love that, dude. Dude, it's great. That's what happens when you're like fucking left in a fucking bind, okay? Trying to hyper focus on the aesthetic politics. This is ableism. Yo, even Aiden Ross had a better take, bro. Aiden Ross was like, hey yo, bro, I'm helping the LG community. So he has a lot to learn from Twitch streamer Aiden Ross, okay? Okay, we got that. Democrats banned. Chuck Todd once again invited only Republicans on to meet the press. Chuck Todd booked Bill Cassidy to push GOP talking points and refused to have a single Democrat on to balance them. Since January 6th, Todd has booked the following Republicans on the show with 0 Democrats. This is Matt Negrin. Okay. He's the Daily Show guy. Once again, fucking shitting all over Chuck Todd's doo-doo ass. Chuck Todd with the fucking barcode bangs. Doing it for the one time, dude. That's right. That's fucking right, baby. Let's go. This is how right-wing propaganda works in plain sight. This week, Chuck Todd admitted he prefers Republican newsletters. Then on his top-rated Sunday show, he invites a senator who pushed a big lie, identifies the GOP operative as an analyst, and blames Biden for COVID.
What's up, guys?
This guy interviewed people in Harrison, Arkansas about BLM. Wait, what? So why is Harrison, Arkansas getting like hella coverage right now? I don't care, man. I'm sorry to the Arkansas boys, but like it's really not that big right now. I live there. I'm sorry. And that's from last year anyway. Okay, Chud teacher wore blackface to school to protest the vaccine mandate and compared herself to Rosa Parks. Love that. Love that for her. I mean, that's... What?
What's up, John? How you been, man?
The first black person to start saying the N-word?
Well,
not good, man. I've been on the run, man. I just got back in town today, man. I went to that bar down southeast that Margaret told us about.
Yeah, I remember.
Boy, you would have thought it was a Klan rally up in there, boy. I thought that was my ass, man.
What happened?
Man, I just went in there to get a cold drink, and I'm thinking, you know, it's gonna be a little chill and stuff. How you doing, sir?
Good, nigga. You heard him?
Hey, yo, what you just called me?
What's up, nigga?
You don't get to call me that, boy. You don't get to call me that. What's wrong? You don't get to call me that.
Look. You don't think I know what I'm doing? Huh? I'm doing this for us. Think about it. If we take back the word, it don't harm us no more.
That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard, nigga.
You feel that? You feel that? Take it back.
Yeah. Feel that? Yeah, nigga. Yeah, take it back. It's yours, nigga.
Hey, let's go, Mr. Lee.
I'm just chilling, nigga.
Say what? Come over there and beat your ass, nigga. I wait.
Hey, how you been, nigga?
And you said what? Hey, stop playing with me, nigga. Wait, I didn't mean. Wait, nigga. I didn't. Wait.
Be safe, nigga.
It's good, nigga.
Okay. New blackface just dropped. You know, I like to give the black chatters in the community, you know, a little something, okay? And then I like to also do this, okay? Yeah, new blackface just dropped. It's the old blackface, but a new photo from that same blackface. This is like one of the 11 times Justin Trudeau's done blackface. At this point, it's like, here, this is how it works, okay? Oh, is it a Canadian election, dude? Well, time to do this.
What do you think?
Oh, very nice. It's very cool, Bateman, but that's nothing. What do you think?
Nice.
But wait, you ain't seen nothing yet. White.
Impressive. Very nice. Let's see Paul Allen's.
Canada Proud is a right-wing racist organization. Yeah, I mean, it's just everyone's racist.
Look at that subtle off-white coloring. The tasteful thickness of it. Oh my God. It even has a watermark.
Something wrong? Patrick? You're sweating.
Bro, he did the knees, dude. That's a level I've never seen before. When it happened originally, when this originally popped off, I made a joke that I obviously don't believe. Blackface does not mean you want to be black, okay? But I said that, and this was right around the time that Candace Owens was talking about like how Hitler was actually pretty dope or some shit. So I said, Justin Trudeau wants to be black more than Candace Owens. And that tweet still lives in fucking infamy. And people still fucking bring that back to be like, what was that? Huh? What was this? Like, it's what that is a joke, okay? That's what that is called. It's called a fucking joke in the form of a tweet, okay? Jesus Christ. She said Hitler was kind of poggers. I remember that. No, I mean, she just said like Hitler just wanted to make Germany great. Like, that's what she said. Like, that's actually what she said. It's not a joke, it's facts. I mean, it is a joke. Obviously, fucking Justin Trudeau doesn't want to be black. If he wanted to be black, like, doing blackface does not mean you want to be black. It's actually the opposite. It's still a fucking racist ass thing to do. The best part is that may have been the only time you've made a funny tweet. Anti-vaxxers posting L's. Oh. It's the 2-year anniversary of that tweet. Wait, shut the fuck up. Oh my God, it's literally, oh my God, it's 2 years ago. Or not 2 years ago. Oh, it is 2 years ago. Candace Owens just said in a house hearing on violent white supremacy that white supremacy and white nationalism is not a problem. I said Justin Trudeau wants to be black more than Candace Owens does. And immediately like, oh, that's so interesting that like September 16th of this year, Hassan, why do you even open your mouth? Wow, dude, look at that. 9:11 a.m. Really interesting that you think you get to define her own understanding of her race as a white guy, fellow lib. See, says the guy who LARPs his leftists to capitalize on American needs. See, I had the fucking weirdo freaks even back then up my ass. This comment is racist. Why are you reading them now, you psycho? It's like kind of funny seeing them now. Anyway, it's just wild. Terrible scrolling, true. That was 2 fucking years ago and nothing has changed, bro. What the fuck? The WWE Sports Weebs crossover is happening in Buffalo. What? Bills Mafia? Hey, listen, the Bills are good now, okay? You know the Bills are good. Now that they are about to have a socialist mayor, I'm a fucking Bills, I'm a ride or die Bills fan. Bills Mafia, baby, all day. That's right. Bills Mafia, baby. Let's go. Once again, I am saying this. I'm repeating myself, but white people are afraid of absolutely nothing except for black people. Okay? That's it. White people are afraid of 0 things except for black people. That's the one thing. The table no sold. Fuck that Confederate loser flag. Wait, what? No, dude, this is in Buffalo. That's not the Confederate flag. Are you insane? That's the fucking Bills flag. Oh, shit. It's the Buffalo Bills flag. What are you, nuts? It's like... Oh, I love that. Okay, let's see. What is this? Libs of TikTok going buck wild. Okay, first and foremost, I mean, she's got like the most tactical getup I've ever seen. So that's definitely going to be, this is going to be a fountain of fucking incredible knowledge and information that we're about to get.
This is going to be a friends only video because frankly, I'm just sick of everyone's shit. Don't want to deal with it. I just left the pediatrician's office with my little girl. You guys, when I say this is unbelievable, I mean it's unfucking believable. The shit that people are getting away with. So the pediatrician asks if me or my husband are going to get vaccinated against COVID-19. And I told her no. And she says, not at all, not planning on it. No, we're not doing it. She said, well, unfortunately, you can no longer have your kids as patients here. You need to find a new doctor. And this has been my kid's doctor for the last 9 years. And just like that, we're cutting ties.
Damn, dude. Maybe your doctor was like trying to fucking, you know, threaten you into doing the right thing for your own health. Maybe you should listen to the doctor, dumbass. Have you thought about listening to your doctor who's taking such an extreme measure, dude? I don't know. Seems like when a doctor is taking such a fucking extreme approach, maybe your immediate reaction shouldn't be, I can't believe that they're fucking not serving me no longer. And instead to be like, wait, hold on. What the fuck?
Getting real fucking tired of this fight. I really am. But gotta keep doing it.
She's kind of cute. Give her some slack. You guys have to stop doing this, okay? Stop it. Stop it. Please stop. Stop this. I can fix her nonsense, dude. You can't. You can't fix whatever the fuck's going on in that brain, dude. Or whatever is not going on in that brain, especially considering that, you know, her doctor literally was like, bro, please get vaccinated, like, or else we're going to take extreme measures and, like, not allow you to come into this fucking office anymore after 9 years of taking care of you. And she's like, no, I'm going to do a tic-tac. Is only horny or depression is on? Please let us have the horny. Like, shouldn't you be excited that you no longer have to go to that fucking fake pediatrician, whatever, however you say it? It's like, you know, clearly that pediatrician is in the pocket of big vax, big pharma. You don't want your goddamn daughter to go to that fake doctor when all you need is Tic-Tac. Tic-Tac's got ivermectin for you. Got the real cures. You did say 5 crazy ideas is allotted to a beautiful woman. Bro, Crotchy smuggled herself into Cuba with a fake vax card. It wasn't Cuba. Where did she go? Yeah, I mean, that was really fucked up. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Yeah, I mean, I judge that. That was a fucking bad move. Shut up. Stop pointing out my fucking hypocrisy when I'm horny, okay? You fucking assholes. You're supposed to be on my side, okay? You also said all I care about is get your vaccine, so you go, bro. Exactly. Thank you. Oh, fuck. Saved by one good chatter. Thank God. There's always one good chatter. Admitted he was horny. I mean, the crotchety thing is indefensible. She has already gotten vaccinated, so there's not much I can do post-mortem. You know what I mean? This is when chat unionizes and takes over the stream. Hope Hicks Andy, by the way. Hope Hicks is brave. She gave Donald Trump COVID. What the fuck do you want? There has never been a better action. There has literally never been, like, as incredible a fucking revolutionary action as what Hope Hicks did. How dare you? How dare you fucking sit there and criticize Hope fucking Hicks from your podium? What have you done? Did you give Donald Trump COVID? No. So shut up. Yeah, everybody talks about praxis. Hope Hicks is out there doing praxis, dude. Revolutionary action. Yeah, we did watch the Mike Preisner video early. Real liberals don't like women. They just get hard for the pictures of praxis. Anyway, I'm in the communist utopia. In the communist utopia, we are butt ass naked. Yeah, it's always funny. It's like the most leftier than thou fucking, the most leftier than thou takes usually on this issue. Are surprisingly like they portray like such a bleak and sad and gray fucking future. It's not an anti-Marx take, as in capital Marx included goods that are not a necessity but a part of culture, such as beer and tots, or in the category of general goods a worker should have access to. Yeah, but that still does not fucking address. That still does not address so many different underlying circumstances, that there's so many underlying factors that revolve around scarcity. For example, like a good being scarce, a resource being scarce, artificially being scarce, makes people feel different about their consumption of it.
The dark skeleton lurking inside fast fashion's trendy closet. Our generous donations are not always as charitable as they seem. In Ghana's Kantamanto market, trucks offload these bales stuffed with our used clothing. It's estimated 15 million items arrive here every week. And the US is the biggest culprit, exporting more second-hand clothing than any other country.
Wait, is that a fucking Blue Lives Matter Dare shirt, dude? That's a Thin Blue Line Dare t-shirt with like a off-brand, I don't even know what this is supposed to be.
Than any other country on earth. Trader Zaliatu Asare is barely breaking even.
That's a nice one.
Sometimes making as little as $10 after gambling on garments that have no second life. They're known as Obroni Wawu, which means dead white man's clothes.
Dead man white clothes. Why? You'd have to have died to have given away so many clothes.
Ghanaians do a remarkable job with our cast-offs. Tailoring. Color washing.
Oh my God.
And even tie-dyeing them back to life. But it's not enough to reduce the glut of clothing created by our addiction to fast fashion. When the rains come, some of this textile waste washes up on the local beaches.
They're called tentacles and they're everywhere on this beach. Discarded, rotting, tangled mess of clothing. They're buried so deep, it's almost impossible to pull them out.
And this is nothing compared to Ghana's overwhelmed landfills, where the rest of the unsold clothing ends up.
You see a whole lot of brands, Adidas, H&M, Zara.
It's estimated that 40% of all the clothing bales end up as landfill.
So basically this is where dead white men's clothes go to die.
In the end, yes.
Our good intentions have created an environmental nightmare halfway around the world.
Bro, this is just wild. Absolute madness, dude. For the record, like all of this, that's directly a consequence of capitalism. That's what happens when you kick fucking commodity production into overdrive exclusively for fucking marginal increase in profits every fucking quarter. That's it. There is no other reason for that. The same with like the abundance of food that we produce that gets dumped once again, while we have families, millions of fucking kids in this country that are food insecure, for example. Like that is precisely a consequence of capitalism. We need to eat our garbage towards the sun. Problem solved. It will never get there. There's no market for it, though, without consumerism. This is everyone's fault. I mean, yes and no. I think I absolutely still should be combated at the systemic level, and it is not. We do not see this as a wasteful exercise because enough powerful people have been able to get the regulators to turn the other cheek, look the other way. It's the same as fucking cruises, man. It's literally the same as cruise liners. We talked about this yesterday. Like, there are areas that we absolutely could curtail consumption at the systemic level through a series of regulatory checks. And we don't do that. And the reason why we don't do that is because all of those people at the top are invested in these industries. This is out by where my relatives live. It's such a sad situation for my home country. People don't know anything behind it, and the government doesn't care to limit these because they're too worried about lining their pockets and giving away needed resources instead of helping people. Would you be in favor of a government restriction of meat? I've literally said yes to this, Bao Bao. I've had this conversation, maybe not with you, but you know I am. So shut the fuck up, dummy. I am, yes. Anyway. Wait, what was I going to click on? Hold on, there was another thing here. Oh, this fucking... Speaking of fashion, dude. Holy shit. Designer clothing brand that devised AOC's Tax the Rich Met Gala dress doesn't even pay its own taxes. Records show Aurora James's firm failed to pay state and federal taxes totaling $130,000. She refused to withhold federal taxes from the wages. There's a lot of fucking spice revolving around like how she had interns, like she was abusing interns, like, you know, taking advantage of interns. And her boyfriend that was also sitting at the table with them was like literally a fucking... It's Daily Mail and New York Post. Be very careful. No, I know, but you know, I don't know what you want me to tell you about this. Like, what do you think it's fake? Like, do I think that Daily Mail or New York Post gives a fuck? No. How can you not associate with neolibs in this capitalist world? I mean, I recognize that. I understand that. I mean, I have fucking friends that are, like, I know people and friends that are, like, probably just as fucking corrupt. You know what I mean? With respect to, like, their business practices. It's functionally impossible to fucking completely avoid being around people or knowing people that are like this, okay? The only difference is when you're a fucking elected official, when you're an elected representative, this is a massive fucking PR blunder that you should account for. That's my point. Another part of this that, again, and I totally set the standard for elected representatives at a different place because AOC is supposed to be like the Bernie Sanders, okay? AOC is supposed to be the next generation's Bernie Sanders. She's supposed to be the great uniter of leftist causes, okay? So these sorts of things, unfortunately still create like fractionalism within the leftist movement in a way that like Bernie was able to combat. That's why every leftist, regardless of their fucking positioning as like a Maoist third worldist, still absolutely fucking loves Bernie Sanders. Most people love Bernie. Leftists just have an impossibly high standard. It's impossible. Like I said, I ultimately don't care that she went. I ultimately don't care that she went to the Met Gala. I've said this already. But like, it's still the tax the rich stuff is just like, you know, it was performative activism, and that's what is like very easily weaponized against the left. I feel like leftists are doing tax the rich with what libs did with defund the police. No, they're not saying tax the rich is too divisive of a thing to say. And of course you call it a PR blunder instead of it just showing how she does not care about who makes her clothes or what the fuck she actuates with her policies. Yeah, because I'm not a fucking weirdo like you who thinks that like there is some sort of fucking ethical consumption that is a possibility. I can't believe that AOC's not wearing fucking every single brand of clothing that AOC wears is not made by fucking, you know, a cooperative corporation. Like, what do you mean? Shut the fuck up. The point is that if you're going out in public, like, I don't give a fuck if she's like friends with this person or whatever, but if you're going out in public with a person like that and associating their brand with your political movement, then you have to be super careful because people are always going to shit on you. It's not just like socialism is wearing a burlap sack, okay? It's so damning to the cause of increased taxes of the wealthy when the message was made by someone who avoids taxation. No, leftists don't have an unreasonably high standard. Twitter nerds LARPing as leftists just like to debate lord anything and everything for the retweets and clout. Union workers and political activists could care less what AOC wears to the Met Gala. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that at all. There's a difference between total ethical consumption and a business owner who treats her employees like slaves. That's the problem. Absolutely. And there's also a problem like that when you are associating yourself as a political leader alongside someone like that. You know, By the way, to the people who are saying like AOC's doing performative activism, every single person is also doing performative activism when they criticize AOC on Twitter. Like, for the record, pound for pound, AOC has done more for her own community, for her own constituents, and also for the leftist movement as a whole, which is precisely why I have said time and time again that like AOC could go to the fucking Met Gala as a treat. It's just but you know, if you're going to do it, you should probably figure out the best possible way of doing it, and make sure that it's not like a gigantic PR blunder, which it was. Counterpoint, how was AOC supposed to know about any of this? There's no shot I'd ask for tax info from a vendor in this context, and I'm a fucking tax person. I agree. I think that if she wasn't wearing like a tax the rich fucking dress though, she could have easily just been like, yeah, it's whatever. I'm just wearing a dress that she made. I didn't know the background, and she could have moved on from it. But then again, I also see the other side of this, which is that the tax the rich shirt played really well with a liberal audience. Abolishing commodity production doesn't mean no style, man. Are you really upholding this tax the rich shirt as a dress as a style? Even if you didn't know this firm's background and it's like tax evasion or whatever, you know what her boyfriend, this person's boyfriend, is like literally a fucking 100 millionaire, dude. Like, that's crazy. AOC successfully reached out and marketed to liberal wine moms and grandmas. It was a big success. You'd have to overthink to conclude it was a blunder. I don't think so. I think that like the audience that's receptive to her is already gonna like her. Did she make any like additional leeway? No, I don't think so. I think if anything, she probably made more people fucking despise her and be like, oh, she's a hypocrite. She's a hypocrite. Benjamin Brofman's dad, this is Benjamin Brofman, by the way. Edgar Brofman Jr. is a billionaire who was listening to Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book, while his aunt Claire Brofman was sentenced to 81 months in prison for her role in the NX IVM sex cult, which was the subject of the popular docuseries The Vow. Not only that, but like he's the beneficiary of like $100 million, I think, like a Seagram's. I mean, he's like literally mega wealthy. He is the guy. Nexium is how you pronounce it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the dude that is to AOC's left here, or to the designers left here, is unironically the fucking rich. Like, that is the guy that you're supposed to be taxing. It's not tax evasion, it's tax avoidance. Doesn't make it poggers, but tax avoidance is totally legal and just finding the right tax breaks for your business. Okay, bro. That's insane. Is that what we got left is defending now? Are you serious? That literally betrays the value on the dress itself, dude. That's crazy. Ultimately, though, like I said, it doesn't fucking mean anything in the grand scheme of things beyond just a PR blunder, and still talking about it nonstop is just fucking annoying and stupid, and I should stop doing it as well. The guy next to AOC is her assistant or is her campaign manager? Please answer. No, that's her partner, dude. I'm afraid if you're this hysterical when you're asking this question, you're going to be very sad to find out, but that's AOC's partner, not a business partner. Leftists were retweeting AOC's merch from last year saying she just made it after this. It shows how much they care about the truth. They want likes and retweets. Yeah, the fucking tax the rich merchandise was totally fucking ethical, by the way. For the record, like, I defended that shit back then, and I still defend it. Not only that, but I literally reached out to her a while ago to see what kind of garment manufacturers they were working with, because they were working with like union-made American garment manufacturers. That shit's no joke. That's a very difficult thing to fucking do in America, for the record. Finding union-made domestic manufacturers is incredibly difficult if you're gonna, especially if you're gonna like do a variety of different products. And like the tax the rich shirt being expensive was expensive because it's union made. Why does union made make it ethical? It makes it more ethical. Ethical consumption is impossible under capitalism. Is this why you don't do merch? We want you to, by the way. I'm literally wearing this entire day. I've been wearing my latest merchandise in secret, seeing if anyone would recognize it. But no, it hasn't come out yet. But that's right, motherfucker. There are co-ops you could have Googled and used, brother. Dude, I'm done, dude. I'm done. Like, yeah, I actually didn't fucking Google anything. Thanks, man. I haven't been like trying to figure it out, but thank you. Thank you, dumbass chatter. Oh, dude, I should have just Googled it. Fuck, man. I literally should have just Googled it, dude. Shit, dude. Anyway. Yeah, I was going to watch a Gary Vee video, but before that, we're going to look at Breitbart. Okay, so Breitbart wrote this fucking insane article, and I can't believe I'm going to read a Breitbart article, like, but we're going to do a reading series on a, yeah, you heard it correct, on a Breitbart article by John Nolte, who wrote, Howard Stern proves Democrats want unvaccinated Trump supporters dead. And you're like, wait, what? Hold on, that can mean anything. Do you want to know why I think Howard Stern is going full monster with his mockery of the 3 fellow human beings who died of the coronavirus? Because leftists like Stern and CNN Lol and Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi and Anthony Fauci are deliberately looking to manipulate Trump supporters into not getting vaccinated. Nothing else makes sense to me. Wait, what? Is this a pro-vaccination article from Breitbart? What's going on? Nothing else makes sense to me. In a country where elections are decided on razors thin margins, does it not benefit one side if their opponents simply drop dead? If I wanted to use reverse psychology to convince people to not get a life-saving vaccination, I would do exactly what Stern and the left are doing. I would bully and taunt and mock and ridicule you for not getting vaccinated, knowing the human response would be, hey, fuck you, I'm never getting vaccinated. No. And why is that a perfectly human response? Because no one ever wants to feel like they're being bullied or ridiculed or mocked or pushed into doing anything. Okay. No need for self-examination here. No need for examining. Like, maybe just look at yourself for a second and be like, a life-saving cure? I'm refusing to take a life-saving cure because liberals told me it's good for me. And then when I refused to take it, they started making fun of me. This is an admission, folks. This is an admission that, like, conservatives are motivated by owning the libs, which we all knew. If you've been watching Hogwatch, if you've been watching me for a long time, you already fucking know that this is, you know, a real motivator for, like, 90% of the shit that conservatives do. Who wants to cave to a piece of shit like Howard Stern or Jimmy Kimmel or the repulsive doctors refusing to treat the unvaccinated or Bette Midler or who wants to feel like they're caving to a guy who's such a piece of shit he publicly mocks people who have died? And he's not just a piece of shit for mocking them. He's a piece of shit hurting the families the dead men left behind. No one wants to cave to a piece of shit like that or a scumbag like Fauci or any of the scumbags at CNN Law, so we don't. And what's the result? They're all vaccinated and we're not. And when you look at the numbers, the only numbers that matter, which is who's dying, it's overwhelmingly unvaccinated who are dying. And they have just manipulated millions of their political enemies into the unvaccinated camp. Folks, this is on Breitbart. I want you to understand, this is on Breitbart, okay? Here's a fucking guy who's saying, hold up, folks, we are dying to own the libs. Maybe this is a liberal op to murder us. According to the CDC, 99.5% of those dying of the China flu are unvaccinated. So even if they're lying or exaggerating, even if it's 75 or 80%, those numbers are pretty stark. Could it possibly be that the left has manipulated huge swaths of Trump voters into believing they are owning the left by not taking the life-saving Trump vaccine? Here's Stern. Longtime radio host and media personality Howard Stern laughed as he mocked a string of right-wing radio hosts who died of COVID after publicly stating their opposition to the forced vaccine and mass mandates. On Tuesday's edition of SiriusXM's The Howard Stern Show, the host took pleasure in mocking several late radio hosts with whom he disagreed as he made the case for a mandatory vaccination program. It's really funny when these radio guys are the best. They're like, 4 of them died. We're like ranting on air. He cackled. Have you ever thought that maybe the left has us right where they want us? Just stand back for a moment and think about this. Right now, a countless number of Trump supporters believe they are owning the left by refusing to take a life-saving vaccine. A vaccine, by the way, everyone on the left is taken. Oh, and so has Trump. Now think about this. On this very day, 1,000 people in the U.S. will die of China flu. How many of those lives could have been saved had they been vaccinated? Is it 998? Is it 778? Is it 229? Does it matter? And if the left is all vaccinated and we're not, who's winning? The push for mandates is another ploy to get us to dig in and not do what's best for ourselves because no one wants to feel like we're caving to a mandate. This is the greatest article I've ever read, by the way, in my entire life. I can't believe I'm reading an entire Breitbart article to its completion because of how fucking incredible it is. Because it is an expose in the way that these fucking hogs believe, in the way that these hogs view the world, in the way that they understand the world. It's a total fucking, it is a total admission of everything that I've fucking said for the longest goddamn time. And it feels incredible. I'm sorry. Final note. How many of you were aware that the CDC believes that 99.5% of those dying are unvaccinated? I bet not many of you. So why would the metric that is the most convincing one not be all over the place? Once you learn that 99.5% of deaths are unvaccinated, it cuts through all the muck. The number is startling, an eye-opener. Forget cases, forget mandates, forget masks and Howard Stern. When you learn that almost everyone is dying, everyone dying is unvaccinated, that's a come to Jesus moment. I love this because he's saying this as though it's like a secret, when this is the main thing that people have been saying over and over again. How many Breitbart articles was written about fucking Joe Biden being yelled at when he said this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated? What does he think this means? What does this person think this means when Joe Biden says this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated? When he says everyone that's dying is unvaccinated, what does that mean? They think, but they don't think, and that's the point. And let me tell you something, folks. I love this. I love this. If this gets some dumbass hogs to think that, like, oh man, the left is trying to murder us, so we should get vaccinated to own them. Fuck yeah, dude. You will own me so hard if you don't die of COVID. I've been saying this for a long ass time. Remember, chat. What do I always say when hogs come in here and they get mad at me? What do I always tell them? We're going to keep laughing at you, dumbasses. So if you want to fucking, if you don't want to give us an opportunity to laugh at you dumbasses who are fucking dying of a preventable disease because you just refuse to take the vaccine, then take the fucking vaccine and don't die. That's how you'll own us. I've been saying that over and over again. So I'm glad that Breitbart is also on board with that. I've said time and time again, I don't give a fuck if you want to call it the Trump vaccine. Call it the Trump vaccine, dude. Call it the Tucker Carlson vaccine. Call it the Ron DeSantis vaccine. I don't care. I just want people to get fucking vaccinated. I could be wrong. Maybe the left isn't that evil and sly. But when I think of the unvaccinated lying, they're dying, being told by their doctors, sorry, there's nothing more we can do to get enough oxygen to your lungs, I don't laugh. My heart breaks for that person. Imagine lying, they're dying, thinking that all you had to do was get the Trump vaccine. Even if this isn't the left's plan, who's owning who? This is what John Nolte wrote, folks. John Nolte wrote all this. Highlight of my day was violating our local mask mandate. Why won't you wear a mask? Because the vaccine works, you dumb son of a bitch, he wrote 19 minutes ago. I don't think it's going to work. Do you never debate anyone because you're scared of the dialectic, Hassan? Scared of the dialectic? What? No, because why the fuck would I waste time talking to people who say dialectic? Like, no, dude, I would much rather fucking spend my time laughing at conservatives, you know, looking at pee-pee memes and poo-poo memes. I think that's a more productive use of time than, like, uplifting some fucking dipshit who thinks they have some really good ideas. There's plenty that do that, though. A man who governs by executive order isn't a president. He's a dictator, Joe Biden, 2019. By Biden's third day in office, he's signed enough executive orders. I believe he's also quoted as saying, what I'm signing, I don't know what I'm signing. They don't fucking... These guys are gonna die, dude. They just, like, they don't care. I don't even want to look through these comments. No shot, you didn't write this article. You've said it word for word. John is AI generated. I mean, that's why I love this, dude. I don't care. I don't care. If this gets hogs agitated enough to go and fucking get the vaccine, I'm fully on board. Every part of that article is incredible, by the way. Every part of that fucking article is incredible. The U.S. death toll is now officially surpassed that of the 1918 flu pandemic. Folks, we did it. We did it, Reddit. We did it, Reddit. I think you should watch some Zizek, honestly. So you think Marxist dialectic is useful and serves no purpose? No, dude. I talk about... I engage in dialectic. Or rather, I talk about dialectical materialism, historical materialism regularly on this fucking broadcast. I just think that engaging someone who is a fucking theory nerd in the marketplace of ideas is not a fucking useful endeavor for me. Okay? It's just not. And I'm sorry to fucking break it to you, brother. Some people make their content that way, and they do a good job with that. Yeah. When are you going to be left enough to satisfy the left? I will never be left enough to satisfy the entirety of the left. And I don't care. The reason why I'm successful as a fucking big tent leftist is literally because I don't listen to the fucking dumbasses, dude. They will never recognize this, and that's precisely why their fucking Substack is not going to pop off in the way that they wanted to, because no one likes a fucking annoying theory nerd. Okay, people want to have fun. People want to consume information in a palatable way. People want to get fed, spoon-fed agitative propaganda. And they don't recognize that, but I do. So they should just, you know, keep fucking crying and pissing and shitting and farting in their little doo-doo diapies in my chat. And, you know, you have a place for that here. You can keep doing that. But there is a fucking reason why this community keeps growing and growing and growing. If I were to listen to the fucking most outspoken lefties, the leftier than thou lefties, we would have fucking never broken the, you know, 200 concurrent viewership mark. That's it. And for those of you who say, is viewership all you care about? My answer is yes. Yes, it is. Because that means this community is growing. That means that there are more people that are like-minded, that have changed their fucking perspective. And yes, that is precisely what I'm trying to do. So shut the fuck up. Okay? Lol, you were always backtracking on your original take? Yes, all of these are... Just fix your effing trend sheet mentality? What? What? Good one. It's crazy that out of all the outcomes we could have had the human experiment, this is what we get. Global dick measuring contest and inflated ego degens that can't see other humans as humans. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I don't fault people for not thinking that I'm like doing the honorable thing. Especially if their expectations of me is that, like, I don't know, I build the fucking Vanguard or something. I don't fault it. People live in horrible circumstances. A lot of them recognize that those circumstances are a consequence of capitalism. They want to fucking make that better. And they latch on to and lash out at those who they believe they can change. It's in essence no different than how like liberals will fucking yell at, like, you know, what's his face? Stephen Colbert for problematic content or some shit, because they feel like they can change culture, so that makes them feel like they have a little bit of power in this system. They can't make structural changes that are a necessity to make the material conditions of the working class marginally better. So they just fucking hyper focus on wherever, like, areas where they can change. And that's precisely why a lot of leftists fucking latch on to like screaming about AOC or myself or whoever the fuck. Okay? And that's what it is. The only difference is that, like, I truly don't care. I don't care. I literally don't care. You can fucking seethe all day, every day. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And in the same capacity, like, you know, when like fucking Nicki Minaj stands say that I am, you know, a racist or whatever, my point of view on systemic racism is not going to change. I'm not gonna fucking grift off of their, fucking hatred to be like, haha, see? The left is so crazy. They've gone overboard. Now I'm a racist. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to do that, which would be significantly better for me personally. If we're talking about making money, like, god damn, dude, can you imagine? One of the largest fucking socialist content creators turns right. Oof. Are you fucking joking, dude? Oh my god. I would literally be on Fox News tomorrow with like a fucking $20 million a year contract. Yeah. A lot less work too. I'd have a fucking sea of like 4chan posters that they've already hired for me as producers that would write all my commentary. Jesus Christ. Because the difference between me and a lot of those fucking weirdo grifters is that, like, I can be captivating and entertaining. Think about that. Like, think about that. If Dave Rubin can make a living just simply saying that they are that they're like, they left the left, someone as like uncharismatic and as like boring as fucking Dave Rubin can make at least a decent fucking living off of that shit. Oh my god. Now imagine someone who could actually build a fucking massive media thing by preaching fucking anti-capitalist values that are completely just it's just like unheard of. Like, there's a reason why there aren't that many of us, and only recently are there more and more leftist content creators. I would make 10x 20x the money with like a fraction of the fucking work. Can you try it for like 1 week? No, because it's fucking disgusting. And not only that, but like, you know, you bet your fucking ass those hogs would never fucking shit on me. They would love that if I did that. We are a bunch of fucking basic bitches who love true crime, okay? Is that...
Identify myself.
Yes, you do.
Actually, I don't. It's called common law. You should read up on it. I do not. Okay?
What is this?
So we both know that I don't. I am a woman of God. This is my right as much as it is yours. This is my land as much as...
What is this? What's going on? Oh my God. Oh, what's the background here? I need to know, quick.
It is yours. I did not sign up for this. I am a Christian woman of God, and you are not going to put your disgusting rules on me that are false and not true. I will not have it. You understand that? I will not have it.
Oh my God, is this the anal sex lady? No, I think chat's being racist, dude. Y'all think every fucking blonde conservative woman is the same person, dude. And like, I can't shit on you too much because they do look like very similar. Like, she does look a lot like Marjorie Taylor Greene and also the anal sex lady from yesterday. I am a woman of God, and if I don't want to wear a mask to the Nordstrom rack to get my goddamn deals, I will not do it. I'm a sovereign citizen.
I'm sick of being bullied. I'm sick of being lied to, and it's not going to happen anymore. Do you understand? The CDC just released...
Turn around.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Play this game.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what?
I have to identify myself.
Wait, why did he... Okay, that's a little wild, dude. You never see cops behave this way. I mean, against a white woman, sorry. The cops behave this way all the time. Against a conservative white woman, I should say. I can't believe I said you never see cops behave this way. That was wild.
I'm sick of being bullied. I'm sick of being lied to, and it's not going to happen anymore. Do you understand? The CDC just released...
Turn around.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
She said, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's funny. I mean, I think they're being like... I think they are certainly being aggro.
Play this game.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. The funny thing is, like, you know, statistically speaking, the likelihood that that cop is a fucking anti-vaxxer himself is high. Except he is wearing gloves and a fucking mask, so that maybe he's like the one fucking cop who's not I mean, they're of course chuds by default, they're hogs by default, but like maybe he's not as hog-like as the rest of the fucking cops. Being a homeowner changed you? Yeah, no. I need to know more context. Like, what'd she do? Did she assault someone in the store or something? Watch the whole incident for context. They were within her rights to arrest her. I need to know where this is happening. Like, I need to know. Crazy how she's resisting almost like it's fucking human instinct when being grabbed. Yeah, of course. Oh, this is what it was?
A mask showdown at Nordstrom Rack. Police were called after a Lake Travis ISD school board candidate refused to follow masking rules.
KVU's Hannah Rucker has a breakdown of what happened at the shopping center in Sunset Valley.
It was on April 7th when Cara Bell...
Okay, it is Anal Lady. It's Anal Lady. I mean, this is literally Anal Lady, right? It is actually Anal Lady. No, it's not. No shot, dude. Oh, dude, she looks exactly like Anal Lady. And also Marjorie Taylor Greene. Bro, this is like, what did they fucking assemble these in the same product line or something, in the same assembly line? Why they all got the Marjorie Titan Green look, dude? That's crazy. Are they cloning white women, dude? What the fuck's happening, bro? Oh my God, dude. This is wild. Build a bitch.
A candidate running for the Travis County School Board took a trip to Nordstrom Rack, located on Brody Lane. According to a police report and video we obtained from the Sunset Valley Police Department, store employees called...
Yeah, this is like shocking that the cop is like putting on a mask and shit.
Police because Bell refused to wear a mask upon entry in the store.
And she kept pushing, and so I put my arm out to block her from my entrance, and then she shoved me.
Employees told police she shoved an employee and forced her way into a dressing room. When police arrived, she was still in the dressing room on the phone with the Nordstrom Rack corporate office.
You need to come on. Let's go. Let's go.
What are you calling me?
Meanwhile, police got a statement from two witnesses who explained the confrontation Bell had with the store employee. Bell was then escorted outside where police say they tried to ask for her ID.
Ma'am, do you have an ID on you? Do you have it? Okay, I need you to stop because right now...
We need an ID.
I don't have an ID.
You have an ID on you.
Do you have a driver's license? I have to carry an ID on me.
According to video obtained from police, her reply was in part, "I am a woman of God and you are infringing on my rights."
A woman of God. This is my God-given right. I am
She's not wrong about the not having to carry an ID on her and stuff, but like it is fucking hella annoying whenever people are just like, I mean, she did a crime. She assaulted someone in a store, so
I need to.
yeah, God would love just fucking assaulting retail employees, dude. That's what God's all about. I love doing Bible study where I find out that God would be totally on board with like assaulting fucking, you know, some of the most marginalized people in America. Just like someone who just has to fucking subject themselves to abuse by definition of their job for like $7 an hour. That's who God wants you to assault.
Identify yourself.
According to the report, she took a step towards the officer. 2 officers then detained her on the ground and put her in handcuffs while she resisted. And
I'd go along with her story that she doesn't have an ID and wait for her to get into her car, to get the fuck out of her. I'd make an awesome cop, Sag.
yelled out to other people in the area.
Will not have it. You understand that? I will not have it. I'm sick of being bullied. I'm sick of being lied to, and it's not going to happen anymore. Do you understand? The CDC just released.
Turn around.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love that, dude. That's funny. Oh my gosh. What a funny way to get arrested, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Every time you see like a white person get arrested like this, you know the thought that's going through their minds is like, I thought this only happened to black people. Like, especially when some of them literally say that out loud, where they're like, you're treating me like a black person. Like that one guy, Dr. Epstein, no relation, in Florida that was getting arrested at the fucking airport. That's a real story, by the way, if you don't know. Reagan, a staff member at Maple Rush Elementary School in Newburgh, showed up to work in blackface on Friday, allegedly saying she was dressed as Rosa Parks and protesting a vaccine mandate for teachers. These barbs have gotten out of control, folks. Statement from the Newburgh schools on the latest racist incident. Last Friday, one of our employees reported for work in blackface. She is now running to win the top position in the Canadian government. It really is the same anal woman? Are you sure? Anal sex became an agenda item at the school board. It is the anal woman. I was fucking right. I was right. Thank you, RTBA, for fucking proving it. That's right. Let's go. Let's fucking go. All of you guys like, oh my God, you're so racist against white women. You're so racist against white women. Guess what, dude? You're the fucking racist, dude. Yeah. That's right, dude. Let's fucking go, dude. I was, Biden administration ramps up deportations to Haiti. We talked about all that. Pfizer trial show its vaccine is safe and effective.
We're going to begin, though, this
for 5 to 11. Oh, yeah. Pfizer is saying that its vaccine is effective for kids 5 to 11 years old.
With a good sign in the effort to keep your children safe from COVID, Pfizer has just announced that a lower dose of its coronavirus vaccine appears to be safe for children ages 5 to 11. Now, while the data still needs to be submitted to the FDA, this could be a big step towards making the vaccine available to that age group. This comes after an independent FDA advisory panel declined to recommend Pfizer booster shots for most Americans. It did recommend them for high-risk patients and people 65 and over. Mola Lenghi is following this story. Mola, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Gail. You know, this is the first pivotal trial of any COVID vaccine in children under 12 years old, and it comes at a time when COVID-19 cases in children have been skyrocketing. As many kids...
Finally, dude, XQC's audience can get fucking vaccinated. We got vaccinated juicers, boys. Let's go. Pfizer is calling it the juicer vax.
Are going back to school. CBS News spoke to one family that participated in the trial about the importance of getting children vaccinated as soon as possible.
think it's just been a really wonderful privilege, really, to contribute in this way. And so,
Dr. Richard Chung is an adolescent medicine specialist at Duke Health in Durham, North Carolina. Chung's youngest son, 8-year-old Joshua, took part in Pfizer's recently completed trials for children ages 5 to 11 years old.
I think that everybody should get vaccinated so that things can return back to normal.
Pfizer announced this morning that the trials Joshua took part in showed the vaccine was safe, well tolerated, and resulted in robust neutralizing antibody responses. Those positive results mean Pfizer will now send this data to regulatory agencies around the world, including the FDA and European Medicines Agency, for approval. The company also said that trial results in children under 5 could be available by the end of the year. The vaccine has already been approved by the FDA for use in children 12 and up. Dr. Chung's older son, Caleb, took part in those trials.
I wanted to participate in the trial in order to help motivate other kids to get the vaccine once it became available.
Pfizer's announcement comes at a pivotal time in the fight against COVID-19, particularly amongst children, many of whom have just recently returned to the classroom. The most recent American Academy of Pediatrics report showed the second highest number of childhood COVID cases for any week since the pandemic began. The spike in cases has been driven by the Delta variant, which has disproportionately affected the unvaccinated.
I'm really proud of them, seeing them kind of courageously take this step and to do so really enthusiastically has just been a remarkable experience, not just as a pediatrician, but certainly as a dad.
Now, children receive a smaller dosage of vaccine.
Someone said, holy shit, the vaccine turned them into children. Oh no. That's right. They were full adults and then they got vaccinated. Now they're kids.
Than adults, but we should note that 8-year-old Joshua is not sure whether he received the placebo shot or the real vaccine. He told us his symptoms were not severe. Tony?
That's why they call it a trial. Mola, thank you very much.
But Bill Maher cuts through the media's COVID delusions. I can't do this. Fortnite is doing a fucking collab with Balenciaga because, why the fuck not, I guess. Straight clown shit, dude. I mean, straight clown shit, okay? Look at these fucking prices, too. Fortnite 2021 hoodie for $725. They literally made the fucking... They made a Fortnite 2021 cap that is basically that same cap that I have about the fish. Like, every fish should fear me in the sea. I am the fucking defiler. I am the genocider of fish. Like, that hat I have that, like, literally has a, like, super long brim? $1,300 for a fucking denim jacket. Bro, if you are dumb enough to purchase this, like, you deserve to be ripped, okay? I mean, you do. This is getting really close to a designer's bad take. What? Designer's bad? Are you really gonna fucking tell me that this is, like, in any way, shape, or form, anything but a fucking cash grab off of, like, wealthy fucking kids that are gonna steal their parents' credit card so they can purchase this stuff? I mean, you'd buy a $150 shirt for the 90s? No, I fucking have not done that. I don't know why you're saying that. Listen, I love that, like, people are trying to push the boundaries of art through fashion. Like, I don't have a problem with that, ultimately. But this is nothing but, like, capitalism bastardizing fashion in its entirety. One can make the argument that fashion has always been at the intersection of capitalism. But this is, like... literally the logical extension. Like, this is the logical endpoint, okay? This is the logical endpoint of what happens when you have, like, what happens when you try to utilize people's interest in going to the fucking moon with GME, and you fucking use that energy that people have, that interest that people have in, like, making a quick buck, and tie it back into fucking fashion. The only reason why this sells is because people want to fucking resell it, or people want to have access to something that others do not, okay? There's no other reason to want to purchase this other than the perceived exclusivity. Isn't designer clothing usually not made with sweatshop/exploitative labor? I mean, some of it isn't. It's better than fast fashion, but it's still greatly marked up. Like, it's marked up in insanity. Vebling goods have entered the chat. Yeah, it's just The same people who say this shit looks good are the same people who roasted you over that one fit you wore. Yeah, the difference between me and this, though, is that that one fit I wore was my friend's fucking brand. Like, it was my friend's art that I was wearing for free. That's the main difference. Fashion is an invention of capitalism to increase consumption based on status as opposed to need. Conspicuous consumerism. Yeah, but it also makes people feel good to a certain degree to like want to wear fucking fun shit and cool shit. And that I do recognize as like not every fucking commodity. And this is like super anti-Marxist of me, but I personally do believe that not every commodity has to immediately fucking fulfill a need. Like, you don't have to fucking only wear like burlap bags to cover your body. Like, I do personally recognize the interest that people have in self-expression and shit like that. I do also think that this is ridiculous, though. Capitalism has things that make people feel good. That's true. Fashion existed before the Industrial Revolution. Yes.